Powersafe have developed an in-house designed thermal management system for our power boards. This is in reaction to a new standard, AS61439, which basically states that you need to keep the temperatures within the power boards to the lowest common denominator of all the componentry used. What we've got here is our Powersafe thermal management system. There are options on the market at the moment which basically just put a vent in the board and blow air through it. That's all well and good on your traditional switchboards inside. As soon as you put that in an outdoor application, you can get rain, wind and water, they wash it down. Fills up with water and power don't mix. So we've come up with this design that's an IP65 rated heatsink. We draw air in through underneath this top cover. It blows over a heatsink inside this lid and out two vents outside here. That system is completely outside of our IP rated area. So if we lift this up and open it up here, we've got a big metal plate here with a seal on the top side. So your top heatsink is on the other side of this and your air is moved across that heatsink to take the heat away from the power board. Blows the air out through these side vents. That maintains your IP rating because you're staying completely outside of the board. Then as you come around this side, you can see your heatsink on the inside there. So that one there is taking the heat from within the board, transferring it to the outer heatsink, which is then getting taken away through that air blowing over it to the outside. You can see your seal in underneath that plate there as well, so that seal goes all the way around, and that's what maintains your IP65 rating outdoor use. Inside the system itself, up inside here, we've got an internal fan, which is circulating the air inside the board. It also helps with dissipating humidity because it's moving that air around. So it's got its own little power supply in there. It's got the computer program and the chip that we've designed in-house that runs this entire system. There was nothing on the market that did it, so we had to come up with it ourselves. It's also got a heater in there, and the heater's in there for those applications where you go into negative temperatures. So really low temperatures, you've still got that rating on the boards and all the breakers are only rated down to a certain temperature. So in some instances, the heater might come on to do that. The heater might also come on to deal with some of the humidity issues you might get with inside the boards as well. It keeps that RDF rating of the board at 1.0, so it does allow you to pull the full load amps through. So 63 amp rated board, you can draw the full 63 amps through that board, and this system will keep it below the temperature required on all those internal components. Without the thermal management system, you're only at an RDF of 0.4, which is 40% of your 63 amp rating. So you're looking at about 25, 26 amps. Anything over that, the board will overheat without a thermal management system. And that's across the board on all switchboards. You're going to have those issues. That's why we have to come up with this device. Inside the boards themselves, you'll see all the looms are numbered. So they reference back to our wiring diagrams. All Wago terminals in the bottom. No screws in any of those terminals, so nothing to work loose while bouncing around construction sites and on trucks, things like that. Make it easy if something does need to be retrofitted on site. They can grab a wiring diagram, see which part it is they need to remove, and they're not chasing cables around trying to work it out. Our entire board's all polyethylene, so it's all double insulated. You've got no area where you've got metal coming from the inside to the outside of the board. The Powersafe thermal management system is available across our entire range of three-phase power boards. And if you've got an old power board, you can purchase just the top unit on itself, just the thermal management system, retrofit. So take the flat lid off, purchase this lid with the thermal management system on it. It will fit down on top, do your screws up, you're done. And then for testing the unit, you've got a test button on the front here and a little OLED display telling you all the information about it. So it will also tell you temperatures inside and outside the board. It'll tell you your fan speeds. It'll give you a warning if one of the fans has failed. So it's a self-monitoring system. So if you've got an issue with it, you'll know because this little system will tell you. You'll see you've got a temperature rating here. So that's your temperature of the board. You've got a humidity there. And then you've got your capacity of your internal and your external fans. So to test it, you simply hold down the test button, and that'll do a function test on those fans and the internals of the unit. And it'll give you external fan okay, internal fan okay. The whole system itself is designed to monitor temperature and humidity inside the board, and it'll ramp up and ramp down the fans as much as required to get rid of that heat without running them just at full noise all the time. If they were running at full capacity all the time, you burn the fans out over a couple of years. By only running them as much as they need to be run, it will prolong that lifespan of those internal components. Everything we do here, we try and give the best of what we can so it lasts the longest period out in the field.